I'm going to share my screen. All right. So hello and welcome everyone to the first public meeting to inform the community about the development of a new outdoor classroom space at the Los Penasquitos Canyon Preserve. We're so thankful that you've taken the time to join us today virtually. I'm Riley DeWitt Rickards, a park project manager for the County of San Diego Department of Parks and Recreation, and I'll be your virtual guide today and main point of contact for developing this new classroom space. Before we get started, just a few housekeeping notes. So all participants are going to be muted. If you have a question or a comment, please use the Q&A feature. And if you're experiencing audio problems, please call the provided number to join. I'll give just a minute for everybody to take that number down if you'd like to. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on. And then if you happen to be on a mobile device, just a depiction of where you can go to chat on that as well. But we're going to go ahead and move forward with the presentation. So just to give you an idea of where we're going to head with this, here's a roadmap for the presentation. First, we will introduce the project team. Then we will walk through the context of the project and discuss the details about the site itself. Next, I'll review some concept imagery for potential designs, and most importantly, let you know how you can share your thoughts and preferences for the upcoming project. After that, we'll take a look at some additional maintenance work that will happen simultaneously with the classroom construction. And finally, we'll look ahead at next steps. So the county staff shown on screen will be shepherding this project along, and all of us will be available to answer your questions at the end of the presentation. County staff, if you want to turn your cameras on just for a minute so everybody can see your faces and virtually say hello. We also have Mike Peltz, the landscape architect working on this project, here with us to take in feedback and help answer any questions about potential designs. All right, so let's move on to the context and site map. The new classroom site is circled here in the magenta pink color and is located near the Los Penasquitos Ranch House. A short distance to the east is the Canyonside Community Park, and to the west is the majority of the Los Penasquitos Canyon Trail. Here we've zoomed in for a little bit of a closer look at the ranch house and particularly the existing outdoor classroom space. This impromptu classroom has been created and developed by community members and is nestled beneath a large tree and is bordered by the edges of an old cistern that used to serve as a water source for the ranch. This space provides ample shade and will continue to remain an option for community use. While this impromptu space has served the community for the time being, we have an opportunity to create a community envisioned space that is formalized, inviting, and ADA accessible so that everyone can enjoy it. The proposed new classroom space sits just 100 feet to the west of the existing classroom in a currently unoccupied space near the ranch house. This new space would allow for ADA access as well as seating for about 40 people. The space also features views of the trail and cliffside to the southwest. And this is the part where we would like your feedback. What do you imagine this outdoor classroom looking like? We've provided some examples of potential designs, including natural classrooms that aim to blend into the surrounding environment and rustic classrooms that more closely match the historic aesthetic of the nearby ranch house, but there are other possibilities as well. To help us understand what the community would like to see, please take a few minutes to share your thoughts by filling out the brief survey that follows this presentation. Your opinions are incredibly valuable to us and will help us decide how to best serve the community at this new space. The survey link is also available on this slide, and I'll show it again at the end as well. And it's available on the project webpage, which I will also show at the end. Moving on, during the construction of the outdoor classroom, we will also be replacing one of the nearby trail bridges to improve access across the stream. Doing this at the same time will reduce the cost of construction mobilization. This bridge will be replaced nearly in kind with only small modifications to make the bridge more resilient to flooding and storms. Before we open to questions, I wanted to take a look at where we're headed with this project. So today marks our first public meeting. We have an online survey circulating and we'll be collecting your thoughts from now until June 10th. We will then synthesize your feedback and use it to guide the development of a classroom concept. Afterwards, we'll reach out to the community again and share the concept plan. We want to know if we have captured your desires in the concept we've developed. We will then use your feedback to refine a final concept plan and go into design development of that plan by drafting construction documents. And finally, we will solicit construction bids and move into construction of the project. So that concludes today's presentation, but I'm always available if you have questions or concerns about the project. Please don't hesitate to give me a call or send me an email. If you have a friend or neighbor that you think might be interested in participating, please share this presentation and survey link with them, and keep an eye out for our next public meeting. We'll post updates on the project webpage. The link is included on this slide. And please note that we are also not collecting emails today. So if you would like us to have your email to reach out about any questions, or if you want to follow the development, environmental concerns or questions, please make sure to give us your email either directly or in the survey as well. So now we're going to open up to questions, and I'm going to go back to the Q&A slide just so that everybody has it. For questions, I'm going to turn over to Jessica Geisler, our Marketing and Public Outreach Manager.
All right, thank you so much, Riley, and thank you for everybody who joined us here tonight. We're so happy to have you. Please use that Q&A panel again just to post any questions that you have. I believe chat has been disabled for all attendees, but hopefully you can see some of the messages that we're posting there for you with some additional information about tonight's meeting. So we have one question so far, and I encourage you to throw in your comments and questions into that Q&A panel. This is a great opportunity for you to connect with all of our experts who are working on the project team. But Deanna is asking, what is the project timeline? So Riley, would you like to take that one?
Yes, absolutely. So the overall project timeline will be determined based on a few factors. Of course, the design is going to play into that. So we don't have a firm timeline to share at this point. We can let you know that the next public meeting will probably be sometime within the next few months as we work through this design. And then depending on the feedback we get from the community, we'll proceed and share timelines from there.
Awesome, thank you. Do you want to pull back up that timeline slide just so people can see the different project milestones we're looking forward to?
Absolutely. Let me, whoop. Sorry, one moment to get back to the end. There we go.
Perfect, thank you. So that's our project roadmap. We don't have exact dates for a lot of the stuff that's coming through, but right now we're sort of in that discovery mode to find out specifically what would benefit you and your recreational needs locally. So let's see here. We don't have another question quite yet, but I want to give people a chance to post their thoughts. Riley, do you want to talk a little bit about nature play areas and how that would differentiate from a different type of play structure?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've let me go back to the slide that shows some of the possible imagery. So there are several ways that we could go with this design, and we've included some that are have been implemented at other parks. I think this one in the top right is from Estrella Park and features some nature play elements. So if that's something the community is interested in, we would definitely like to know. Or if the community envisions this more as a sort of formalized classroom space, then we'd like to know that as well.
Great, thank you. All right, Tristan is asking what the classroom will be used for and who is going to be managing it. So maybe we kick off with Riley, and then maybe Brandon can share some information about the types of recreation opportunities that we typically schedule for those spaces.
Absolutely. And sorry, just to make sure that I understand the question, we're just asking, sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry, it was kind of a loaded one.
No, you're good.
What's the classroom going to be used for, and who is going to be managing it?
Absolutely. So for classroom use from a design standpoint, that's again one of the things we'd like to know from the community. We do envision this as a space that youth groups might be able to meet, or hiking groups might be able to stop by. But we would like to know if there are other uses that community members envision for this, so that we can make sure to incorporate anything that might be useful in the design.
Great. And then Brandon, do you want to add anything from an operational perspective? Maybe some examples of the types of activities that would take place in an outdoor classroom?
Yeah, thank you. Los Penasquitos is one of our more popular parks in the county park program.
Hey, Brandon, I think you're cutting out. I'm not sure if Riley, are you hearing that same?
Yes, he's cutting out for me as well.
Okay.
It's building back up now. Obviously, that went down during COVID, but pre-COVID, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do to make it better. Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I'll keep doing my best. I think I have good reception and everything, but what I was saying was that Penasquitos, Los Penasquitos Preserve is one of our more popular locations for our environmental education programs. We get a lot of school field trips here to this location. Prior to COVID, that was about 1,000 kids every year coming for school field trips. And, it's educational, environmental education and historical education. The ranch house there is a registered historical site also. So our rangers are there. Tim is our senior park ranger there. He has another ranger on site, Gabby. So 7 days a week, there's a park ranger there, and they're providing those presentations to those school groups. That's its primary purpose. We envision it also being available to reserve for a special event or something if that comes up. The outdoor education and the school field trips are that's what's going to be used for the most, as we see. But we do host some private events, some small weddings and things there too. So it could be available for something like that. I don't, not anything probably too big, and it'd have to take place during normal park operating hours, but that's what we see it. And if that kind of answers the next question too, will there be staff available for a field trip? Is that, if I can dovetail into that one, that's, yes, we have, again, park rangers are there 7 days a week. And if you are in the education field, if you're a teacher or you're involved with your child's school or something, and you'd like to arrange for a field trip, you can contact the park office there anytime, and we can work that out with you.
Great. Thank you, Brandon. That was super helpful. All right. So Wendy is asking, is it possible to combine the nature play area with a more formal outdoor classroom area design? That is a great suggestion. We'll leave that one over to Riley.
Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly the kind of feedback that we would love to hear as part of the survey. And I'm definitely going to take a note of that now. I think that's something that we explored in some of these photos that we've shown, and is definitely a possibility if that's the way that the community would like to go.
Great. Looks like we have answered Deanne's questions. That's wonderful. All right, so Wendy's also asking, is it possible for various groups like the Sierra Club or meetups to use this space as well? So I would say yes, it's open to anybody who wants to take advantage of that awesome space during park hours, like Brandon mentioned, which is sunrise to sunset. So a lot of really cool opportunities. This is a place where we could host one of our Hawktober events. For those of you who've never attended Hawktober, we celebrate our local birds of prey by actually bringing them to our parks and providing special education sessions with some fun giveaways for kids. So it's a chance to kind of meet those birds up close and personal. And we do the same type of thing with reptiles. There's some goats that live on site. So some really great interactive animal opportunities. So yes, long story short, yes, Sierra Club 100% could come by. Tristan, thank you for your comment. Tristan saying this is great. Looking forward to see how it evolves. Thank you. We are too. We are with you on that. And it looks like that's all the questions. Does anybody else have any comments they want to share, preferences? All All right, well, overall, it seems pretty positive. Again, make sure you have Riley's information, jot down her email address and her phone number. She will be maintaining a distribution list to provide all of those project updates. And as new public meetings are scheduled, she will be able to provide that information to you. Oh, we just had a couple of questions pop up, so I want to address those real fast. Kendra is asking if we'd be open to having a community garden for the kids. I know there is an existing community garden, but I believe all of those plots are full. Brandon, do you want to provide any information about the existing community garden and what might be a potential opening for the future?
You're correct. There is a community garden there.
Oh, sorry, we're losing you again.
All the plots are full, and there's actually a waiting list. Idea. Oh, no. Did you catch any of it? I'm sorry.
Start again, please.
Okay, I'll try again. Let me know if you're not hearing. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Yes, there is a community garden there now. Yes, it is full, and there is a waiting list for those plots that are there. We can always explore the idea of doing something different or something additional besides what's there now. I know there's also been some talk about a community garden. We have another project coming up in the near future over in Mira Mesa, and adding a community garden over there has been one of the ideas that's come up. We're still in the same phase like this one, doing public outreach. But I'll make a note of it and see if there's something we can come up with. So it's not a very clear answer. I'm sorry. It's not. I know it's not in the plans right now, but it's a good idea, and something that maybe we can look at doing. Even something small scale is always doable. Even if it doesn't work into this project here, if there's a demand for it, so we can talk. And Kendra, if you want to leave your email or phone number or anything with Riley or me, that would be great, and I'd be happy to talk with you more about it.
Thank you, Brandon. And it should be, I just want to share too that we've got a couple of existing community gardens that are open to the public, and we would love for youth to come out and garden. So one of them is in Bonita, it's our Sweetwater garden. And then we also have one in Ildeka, a park we literally just opened about, was it even a week ago? And there's some garden plots there too. So lots of exciting stuff. We look forward to always adding new types of recreation to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the community. And we love this feedback because it gives us ideas for the future. Okay, I think that is officially the last question. Thank you, Wendy, for your comments, and everybody else who participated today. I'm going to hand it back over to Riley to close us out.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Jessica. And thank you everybody for attending. We love to hear your feedback, and we really would love people reached out via the survey link, or if you want to give me a call or give me an email. I love talking to people, so absolutely reach out. And we would love to talk about this project. We're very excited about it. So please make sure to share this link. It'll be open until June 10th, and it will be available on the SD Parks webpage. That link is down here, but also if you just Google SD Parks, then it should be pretty much the first thing that shows up. So thank you everybody for coming, and I hope you have a great rest of your evening.